Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this really short video. And it's an update all about Pentecost Sunday. So I'm going to be bringing you just a short video this evening with some of the practicalities ahead of Sunday this week. So just for a refresher, if you haven't yet heard, at Life Church, we are going to be meeting in person for the first time in over a year. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm so looking forward to it. The first time in over a year, we're going to be meeting together in person, outdoors, at the church building on Sunday. That's the 23rd of May at 10:30 in the morning. I'm so looking forward. I can't believe it's happening, but we're almost there, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I wanted to just hop on before we get any further into the week, really, and give you a little bit of an idea about how it's going to work, because I know you're going to have a lot of questions about how everything's going to work, what it's going to look like, where we're going to sit, will there be children's provision, all this kind of stuff. So I just wanted to go through some of the questions that I had thought you might be wanting to ask this evening. But if you have any other further questions to whatever questions I answered tonight, if there's anything else that you would like to know about Pentecost Sunday, or perhaps anything else as well, happy to talk about any other questions you may have as well. Please pop them into the chat and let me know. If you're watching this video back later as well, hopefully what we'll do if you watch it on YouTube is we'll timestamp each of the questions in here, so you can just go through to the section that's most relevant for you. So I'm going to jump in and just remind you again that question number one, where is it? When's it happening? What is it? So we are meeting in person together at the Life Church building. For those of you who haven't yet been, and it might be your first time on Sunday in person, that's 127 Birchwood Avenue, LN6 OJE. And we can't wait to see you. If it is your first time in person, we're so excited to finally meet you face to face, and we can't wait for you to be there. Sunday, 10:30 a.m. and it's going to be outside, so we're really looking forward to it. To give you a bit of an idea of the flavor of the service, so we're really hoping that we can just include all of our usual elements when it comes to a service. So we would love to be able to take communion together as a church. How amazing would that be, to be able to take communion on the day of Pentecost for the first time in over a year together as a church? So we're really hoping to do that. So if you came along to the communion in the car park on Good Friday, you will remember that we had some little portable communion packets, which we are hoping to get hold of again and use those on Sunday as well. So if you come down on Sunday, you'll probably be greeted at the door and held and given one of those little communion pots to take communion. So it would be great to share communion. There'll be worship, of course, and we'll come on to a little bit more about that in just a moment. There'll be a message as well. We'll spend some time in prayer, and there'll be one or two other announcements as well, while we've got everybody there as well. So really looking forward to that. All of those core elements are there. It'd be great to be able to worship together as a church, to be able to take communion together and share God's word as well, and pray with one another as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Third question I want to come on to is about kids provision. So I know this is going to be really pertinent for a lot of people watching this video, either live or watching back later. And, you know, if you've got children, little kids, perhaps you're not sure, is there going to be anything provided? Well, I can tell you right now that there is going to be some children's provision. It won't be supervised, but there will be an activity area set up outside where the children can go and engage in crafts and activities at tables, which they will need to be supervised by their parents at those. But to help aid that, what we're going to do is designate the seating area around that craft table is going to be for families. So the idea will be is that the craft area, the activity area will be set against the back fence, and then around that in a crescent horseshoe style shape, that's where the families will sit. So your children will be safe to go back and forth to the activity tables. You can keep an eye on them. You know, if they're older children, you're happy with them, you know, maybe picking up some scissors, you know, it's all safety scissors and all the rest of it. If you're happy with that, then you can let them go and play, and you don't need to worry about them being a distraction or anything like that. They're going to be safe and they'll be able to be entertained. We'll also, Chantal has already done an incredible job of preparing some activity booklets as well, which will be given out again on the door to anybody coming with children. So you'll have a whole pack of activities there that your children can do with you as well, if you prefer them not to be going back and forth to tables as well. So there'll be stuff for kids to do right where they're sat, and stuff to do at a designated activity area as well. So the fourth question is, do you need to book? So I'm really happy to tell you that you don't need to book. the outside area is big enough for us to accommodate up to 150, 200 people safely. So I'm really, really happy to tell you, you don't need to book. You can just turn up on the day, come at 10, come for 10:15 to get in for 10:30. Doors will be open around sort of 10 past 10, 10:15 time, and then we'll begin filtering people in. Obviously, we want to make sure that entry and exit to the building, to the outside of the building, sorry, is done safely. So there may be some queuing involved. Obviously, that will be done at a safe distance, and all the rest of the precautions that we would normally observe, we'll observe there as well. So just come down at 20 minutes, quarter of an hour before we get started. That'll give you plenty of time to get in safely, to find somewhere to sit, and to get yourself comfortable before the service begins at 10:30. One other thing I wanted to mention was about car parking as well. So the main church car park will be available for people to park in. Obviously, just be careful when you come in. We'll have a steward just managing flow in and out of the car park as well, just to make sure that we don't have any accidents with a lot of pedestrians around, a lot of people on foot. So we'll make sure that it's all done safely as well. There'll be additional car parking available at the hub as well, and we also have permission from the dentists that we can park in there behind their offices as well, which is right next door to the church office. But the parking space on the outside space of church, where we've previously allowed people to park, for this Sunday, that will be closed. So we won't be allowing any cars onto the grassy areas around the church. So if you come perhaps a little bit later, you might find that all of the car parking spaces are full. If that is the case, just nip round to one of the streets nearby to the church and park up on the roadside where it's safe to do so, and you can park there. There's loads of streets that you can find where you can park for free, and there shouldn't be any issue with that. One area to avoid, though, would be the shops just opposite the church building on the other side of the road. They have car parking spaces, but they are only to be used for people who are visiting the shops. So please don't park in there and leave your car there where you come to the service, because otherwise you might get fined, and we really don't want anybody to get hit with a fine for coming to church. So keep the questions coming in, guys. I can see a couple coming in already, so we'll talk a little bit more about some of those as I get through some of the more questions that I've got to talk about, and some of the more points about this coming Sunday. So the next thing to talk about is seating. So there will be a limited number of seats that will be placed undercover in a marquee for those for disabled people or for the less mobile. But the number will be really limited, because it's undercover, because it's slightly it's not as open to the air. We have to space those seats out, so there won't be as much space undercover as we perhaps like to be able to provide. But if you are disabled or you have mobility issues, then there will be limited seating available to you on a first come first served basis. We'll also provide anybody who really needs a seat. We can provide you with a seat. But for most people, if you're coming along and you're happy to, we would really encourage you to bring your picnic blanket and just sit out on your picnic blanket on the grass. To be honest, it's going to be way more comfortable sat on a picnic blanket than it is on one of our seats that we're probably going to be able to provide you for, that's safe to use outside. So I would really encourage you, bring your picnic blanket. If you're a family coming down, bring 2 picnic blankets if you want to, and just spread yourselves out and enjoy that as well. The service is going to last for about an hour, maybe an hour and a quarter. So some people may even be comfortable to stand for the entire time. But if not, again, bring your picnic blanket, bring something to sit on, camp chairs, perhaps if you've got them, bring them along with you and set those up and sit down and just, there'll be loads of space to sit in, but there will be some limited seating available for those people who really need it. And we want to keep it reserved for them if we can. So big question next. Can I sing? Do I need to wear a mask? Now, I know this has been a huge question for loads of people who thought about attending church in person and coming back. And the good news is we want to tell you that, yes, you can sing. And no, you don't have to wear a mask. Now, if you want to wear a mask, and if you feel that more comfortable wearing one, then by all means, please feel free to there's no judgment. No one's going to say, take that mask off, you can't come in. if you want to wear a mask, you can wear a mask, but you don't have to. If you want to wear a mask as you go through kind of the entry and exit points to the building, that would be a good time to wear a mask. But as soon as you're in the site and you're keeping a good distance from other people, please don't feel that you have to wear a face covering while you're attending the service. And please feel free to sing. We really, really, really want to encourage you to engage with worship. It will be the first chance we've had to do that in person in over a year. So I can't wait to actually hear the sound of the church together, worshiping together. So I want to encourage you to, if you've been waiting for that opportunity to come along and sing and worship with your Life Church family, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. So I want to encourage you with that one. So the next question, what will we do in the event of wet weather? So at the moment, if you look at the weather forecast for Sunday, it's not looking that great, is it really? But we're a people of faith and we're a people of prayer. So I want to encourage you first and foremost to pray and ask that God would send us dry weather for Pentecost Sunday, because we would really love it to be sunny, and at the bare minimum, we would love for it to be dry. So please, please do pray into the weather. If it is wet, if it's a little bit drizzly, we'll keep our eyes on the weather forecast. We're just going to go for it anyway. We set our stall out and we said we want to be together on Pentecost Sunday. So we're going to go for it. So if it is wet, bring your umbrella, bring your raincoat, just come prepared for the weather. Now, if the weather is forecasting absolutely torrential rain, we will make a call probably on Friday as to whether or not we can go ahead with the service. So if the weather forecast takes a turn for the worst and it looks like it's just going to be a washout all day torrential rain, then we will unfortunately have to make a call and perhaps cancel the Sunday. But we really don't want to have to do that. But if we do have to do that, what we'll do is look at perhaps doing it again the following week if the weather's going to be better that week. So pray for sunshine, pray for dry weather. Come along in faith. If it is going to rain, wear a raincoat, bring an umbrella, and we will let you know if we have to cancel. We will. But we really, really don't want to have to. So if it does rain, come prepared. All our equipment will be safe. So we're happy to go ahead if you're happy to be there. Okay, next one. Can I access the toilets while I'm there? Yes, you can. You'll be able to access the toilets through the rear entrance to the church. That will be manned by a steward who will make sure that you have safe access to the toilet. So what we'd encourage you to do is just make sure you use the toilet at home before you come out. As I say, we're only going to be about an hour and a quarter during the service. So if you don't absolutely have to go to the toilet at the church, then we would probably ask you not to. But if you do really need to go, then there will be access. There'll be access to the ladies, to the gents, and to the disabled loos as well. Next question, can I bring food and drink? Yes, you can if you want to. I probably wouldn't encourage you bringing a whole picnic. As I say, we're only going to be there for an hour and a quarter. So if you want to bring a snack or something, that's fine. But please don't share your food or your drink with anybody who isn't in your household or in your support bubble or in your kind of rule of six group, because we don't want food being passed around everybody there at the church. Next question, will it be live streamed? Yes, it will. We will still be live streaming the service. So if you can't make it, if you're perhaps working, or if you're a long way away and you're not sure whether you can make it for an hour, you're away on holiday or whatever it might be, or perhaps you're just not ready to come out yet. Will it be live streamed? Yes, it will be. So you can still watch the service. Chances are it will only be live streamed on YouTube though, and not on Facebook. So that's an important point. If you're used to watching on Facebook, would encourage you now to hop over to our YouTube channel. If you're not already, subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell that's next to the button that says subscribe, and you'll get a notification to tell you when new videos are uploaded and when live videos start as well. So as soon as the video starts for Pentecost Sunday, you'll get an update there as well. So final question, can I bring my friends? Yes, you can. Of course you can. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring anyone else you want to bring. Come on down. Let's get together. Let's have a great Pentecost Sunday together. Let's celebrate the birth of the church. Let's do it together, gathered in one place. Let's worship together. Let's listen to the word of God together. Let's pray together, and let's have a wonderful time. Be in the church together in person for the first time in over a year. Won't it just be fantastic? Okay, so those were all of the questions that I had pre-prepared, ones that I thought people would probably want to know the answer to ahead of Sunday. So I'm going to just look through the chat now and pick out if there's any additional questions to those. So James says he knows that there may be some people who are struggling with the thought of being back together, possibly feeling anxious, concerned, etc. What can you share that may allay fears or encourage people along? So first thing I want to share to you is that we've worked really, really hard to put our plans into place. Everything that happens on the day will be done in complete agreement and following the government guidance around safe meeting and safe use of places of worship. So we will make sure that there's adequate distance between people. We'll make sure that entry and exit to the site is controlled safely. We'll make sure that all of the things that we need to do are being done so that you can come and enjoy a service together. You know, you don't have to engage with other people. You can sit by yourself at a distance for others. There's loads of room to spread out. You can come and engage and know that it's going to be safe. Know that you're not going to be at any risk from coming along. Know that you're going to be cared for. You're going to be loved. And even if you choose to be someone who's perhaps, you want to hang back a little bit, you don't want to get into the middle of people, you want to stand on the edge and just kind of be a little bit more cautious, it doesn't matter. Just come along and enjoy being part of the church. Whether you're stood right at the front or right at the back, you're going to be part of this meeting. It's going to be a great time together, and you'll be safe, you'll be cared for, you'll be loved, and you'll be part of an amazing experience, I'm sure, as we all come back together for the first time. So if you are feeling a little bit nervous about things, please don't. Our stewarding team will be absolutely on it on Sunday. They're going to know exactly what they need to do, where they need to go, how they can help you as you come in as well. So please feel encouraged to come along. Even if you're feeling a little bit nervous, please just come along and enjoy a time together. It's going to be fantastic being together. So other questions, see if there's any others in the chat. So Sharon's asked, is there any news on meeting inside yet? So Sharon, the news on that is really we are waiting to see what the government say about the 21st of June date. So for us and our building in general, the layout of our building is not particularly great when it comes to housing people and doing it in the way that is in line with the government guidance. So it would severely limit the number of people that we can have in the building. That's not to say that we couldn't do it, but it would be a very, very small number of people who would be allowed to come on a Sunday. So as we're now so close to that 21st of June date, what we want to do is kind of wait to see what the government is saying about that. I know there's a little bit of conjecture about that perhaps being pushed back or moved or changed at the moment, but we currently are planning that at the end of June, the start of July, that will mark the time when we can meet together in person. However, I do just want to say this. If it goes really well on Sunday and everybody enjoys being together outside and it's a success and it works well, what would stop us doing it again the next week? Nothing, I don't think. So if it goes really well and everybody enjoys it, give us feedback. Let us know what you liked. Let us know if there was stuff that happened that you didn't really like, or it didn't really work for you, or you felt was a bit odd. Give us all the feedback, and then we can make a call as to whether or not we could perhaps look at doing the outside service again, and maybe we could keep meeting in that way up until that point where it is safe again to be inside if the weather's okay. So there's lots of options in terms of meeting together. And also, what we'd encourage you to do, you should have received an email. If you've signed up to our emails, you would have received an email earlier last week about meeting together inside people's homes. So for those of you who are happy to do so, from this Sunday, really, if you're not coming to the Pentecost Sunday, obviously we'd love you to be there in person at the church building. But if you can't, and if you know somebody else who can't, and you'd rather meet together in your home and watch the service together, then really we'd encourage you to do that as well, and in the subsequent weeks that follow as well. So I'd really encourage you, if you can, whether it's large numbers or small numbers, be together with people on a Sunday, share fellowship with one another, pray for one another, watch the service together, worship together, receive the word together, maybe share a meal together. And if you want help in connecting with other people who also want to do that in the coming weeks, then that email that went out has details on how you can do that. Basically, all you need to do is get in contact with us at the church office, send us an email, drop us a telephone call, and let us know that you would like to meet up with other people in your own home, and we can help connect you with other people who would be happy to do that as well. So I hope that answers your question. We're really, really looking forward to Pentecost Sunday, this Sunday, 10:30, outside at the Life Church building, 127 Birchwood Avenue, LN6, 0JE. We're really, really, really looking forward to seeing you in person. I'm super excited. I hope you're as excited as I am about it. And we can't wait to see you there. Old, young, men, women, everybody together. We're going to have a great time celebrating the birth of the church. And we're going to have a fantastic time being able to worship together, sharing communion together, and being together for the first time in over a year, which seems crazy, but I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. So I hope you have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you very, very soon. I'll probably hop on a little bit later in the week just to take you through some more about Pentecost Sunday, maybe show you around the site a little bit as we set it up and prepare in advance of Sunday. So really, really hope that you have a great week. Hope you have a great time with your life groups as you meet later this week as well, and as you go about work and everything else that life has for you. God bless you. Take care, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye now.